And after the game, Kevin Durant said, quote, "We embarrassed the fans. We embarrassed ourselves. KD's Suns currently not in the playoff picture in the West."
Got something to say?
Quiet, huh? You're quiet.
I don't like what I'm about to have to say. I don't like what I'm about to have to do. Oftentimes we do things in life that make us hate ourselves. I'm about to hate myself for what I'm about to have to do here.
Oh.
It's time we have an honest and uncomfortable conversation, if you suggest, about Kevin Durant, if you will suggest that. Kevin Durant is a force. But the dilemma with Kevin Durant, and I think it will impact his legacy, is he is not a force multiplier. I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I was appalled when I realized what I'm about to tell you right now. When Kevin Durant shows up, he does not necessarily, more often than not, make the team better. The Brooklyn Nets, the 2 years prior to KD showing up, they were from 2018 to 2020. The best they went was a first-round exit sweep. Kevin Durant shows up. Clearly, they will get better, right? Wrong. The best they get is a first-round sweep. The 2 years prior to Kevin Durant showing up to the Phoenix Suns, they go to the NBA Finals. Kevin Durant will show up. Surely they will get better, right? Wrong. The best the Phoenix Suns get when Kevin Durant is there is losing in the Western Conference semis. But before KD showed up, they went to the NBA Finals. Okay, Acho, this is a limited sample size, but is it? Let's take the three players of the big three from the Brooklyn Nets. James Harden, he leaves, he goes to the Sixers. The Sixers go as far as they have ever gone in the playoffs since 2001. Kyrie Irving of the big three, he leaves, he goes to the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks go as far as they have ever gone in the playoffs since 2011. But Kevin Durant of the big three, he leaves the Brooklyn Nets and he goes to the Phoenix Suns, and they get worse. He's a force, but he's not a force multiplier. And for those that think about legacy as it pertains to making everybody around them greater, you can't necessarily think about KD and say he's a force multiplier. What you can say is this: one of the best pure hoopers the game has ever seen. One of the best scorers the game has ever seen. Absolute anomaly as it pertains to physical freak of nature. But what you cannot say is that he is a force multiplier. It has to stop at him being a force. Even the greatest thing he has accomplished, which I would suggest with the Warriors, they still want to chip after him, and they still want to chip before him. So the greatest impact in our minds of Kevin Durant's legacy, I will believe, is the shortcomings. It won't be the successes. And that is an unfortunate truth that I do not want to have to deliver, but a truth that had to be delivered nonetheless. Shady McCoy, when you think about KD's tenure in Phoenix, and it hasn't been a good one, unfortunately, has it hurt the God's legacy?
I don't think it hurt his legacy because he is so great, right? And it's hard to find other players that's greater than Kevin Durant. But I will say this, it didn't help him, right? And the reason why I say it didn't help him is because when I look at some of the older guys in his era, right? Because I can't really look at some of these younger guys, like the JTs, the way he's playing and all that. But the guys kind of in his era, since he's left Golden State, because I think 2019 or 2018?
Yeah, 18-19.
18, he left, right? Because 2019, actually, the Toronto Raptors won the championship. So I'm just going to go off of that, right? So since then, Jimmy Butler, let's talk about him for a second. Jimmy Butler takes a Miami Heat team to the finals in 2020. Hold up. In 2023, they go back to the finals. Now, he's in that era of Kevin Durant after, he left Golden State, and that was pretty remarkable. I look at a guy like LeBron James. Him and Kevin Durant always been matched up together, right? Once Kevin Durant came of his own and being a superstar, the MVP, OKC, then goes to playing them back-and-back in forced games against the Warriors and the Cavs. And since then, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, they've won a championship in 2020, right? They did that to the Lakers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kyrie Irving, kind of in that same era a little bit, right? He's a little older. Kyrie Irving, last year he was just in the finals.
Correct.
Okay, and then Steph Curry. He's still playing well, and right now, Steph Curry, he's had a championship in 2022. So when I start looking at all the peers in his class, all the peers that he played against or played with, right, that he's battled with in his time, his era, them guys are still succeeding. And it's like, only thing about KD, because I love KD, but if we just talking about since he's left the Warriors, it's been down, it hasn't been up. But he's still a great player.
That is well said. Can I ask you guys a question?
Please, whatever you want.
What is KD's
I was just about to ask that because I want to
like
know.
if
What's his legacy?
Yeah, like if somebody said, Shady, what's KD's legacy, what would you
I got a great answer for you.
I would say, well, first of all, he's a champion. He's probably the pound-for-pound best scorer we've ever seen, right? Him or MJ, however you want to cut it. He's a great player. One thing about the legacies, it's okay for another player to have a bigger legacy than him. There's nothing wrong with that.
doubt.
But I think his legacy is always cemented that he's a great player.
What would you
He's
say?
a great
Archie?
player.
I would say this. I would say he is one of the greatest scorers of all time. And I would be incredibly intentional about my words. I would suggest he is an incredible scorer.
Gotcha.
Because what KD has done better than, not everybody, obviously, Jordan, but what KD has done in the top 2 percentile of the game of basketball is score.
Yeah.
I am a team aficionado. I love team.
Yeah.
I love team. The show I love because it's all about team. Football I love because it's about team. I do not think that KD has more often than not made teams better.
Gotcha.
And that is what I think where Shady and I have different, and we don't differ in this conversation, but where Shady and I have historically different is I care about team.
Yeah.
And when KD shows up, teams don't get better more often than not. Teams get worse. Crazy.
But I mean, see, I hate that part, the scoring thing. Will you just stop it and say great player, or you want to say the great
I
scorer?
want to say scorer.
See, but
I want to say scorer.
when we talk about Luka, though, right? You get what I'm saying? We're gonna say he's a great scorer and all, but we're gonna say he's a great player.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't defense and like hustling is not even really his. He didn't learn that part. You get what I'm saying? So we just gotta be fair with everybody.
Here's my thing, though, with difference, and I love this conversation. We might have to go to break and revisit it. Luka, I would suggest, makes everybody around him better.
Yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. Like Luka, if you play with Luka,
Offensively.
you will get.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So if we're not gonna do that with KD, if we're gonna do it with KD, can we do the same thing with Luka?
But I will suggest this: Luka doesn't necessarily make everybody worse.
Yeah.
You feel me? Whereas, and KD don't make you worse, but Luka makes you better. KD
Offensively.
Offensively. KD
Half the game.
KD,
You see what I'm saying?
KD has not proven to make players
So,
better.
And that's the only reason why I asked you guys that question is because that ain't changed. You understand what I'm saying? He's still a great scorer. He's still a great player. That has not changed. KD, over the course of his career, till he got with winners in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Steve Kerr, has not been a winner of winning championships. He's been a great talent, and he's been a great player. None of that has changed. So when you talk about this hurting your legacy, I think this is the KD. That is the KD. We're expecting him to do something that we ain't never
But
seen.
doesn't this confirm what we never wanted to believe? Because this, OKC, you go to the finals. You was a young bull. But at least you went to the finals. Then you go to the Warriors. You win a finals. So now in our heads, through KD's OKC, and I know about KD, obviously, Longhorn, through his OKC and through his Golden State era, KD was a winner. Because he went to the finals with the Thunder team that was young, and then you win. But now, once you go to Brooklyn, it's like, but maybe it's Kyrie's fault. Maybe it was Harden's fault.
Okay.
But then Kyrie and Harden both leave, and they have as much success in the new franchise as that franchise has had, objectively speaking.
Play a lot of games.
Mavericks go to the finals. Sixers go to the Eastern Conference semis.
Look.
So I'm suggesting this is like, now that you see it again with Phoenix, now KD has much bad as he has had good.
But not
and
as
it's
a
confirmed.
player, though.
No, as a team.
You
As a
feel what
team.
I'm saying?
As a team. We play the music. Play the music. We got. We coming back to this.
I'll do it next time, I guess.
Coming back to this. Sorry, we talking, Katie. I got to talk about. Hey, we'll revisit this.